Welcome to the Colon with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week.
Every freaking week, dude.
Why'd you add the freaking, dude?
I'm trying to change it up a little bit, all right? Hey, don't jump down. Just remember, you're about to be my subordinate, all right? You better keep me happy,
God.
all right?
Disgusting. Never going to do that. We are your hosts, Nathan and his son.
There you go. See? Change it up a little bit. Let me do it. We are your hosts, Asin and Nathan. See? Got to just change it up a little bit. Throw a little carrot in there, you know?
God, I hate you so much. This is episode 58, titled 24 Karat Shitique.
Shitique, dude.
With special guest Stevie Franchise.
That sounds like a 70s actor. Like he got the big old mustache.
No, Stevie Franchise sounds like he's about to drop a new fucking hip-hop album on you.
As long as it's not mumble rap, will be good.
It just reminds me of like We Dem Franchise Boys.
We Dem Franchise Boys.
But anyway, Stevie is an influencer relations manager for Twitch, and he also streams for fun 3 days a week. We talked to him about deli meats. Bologna. I couldn't even get that out.
Fried bologna, dude.
Fried bologna. We talked to him about drinking, carrots. And we actually stopped trolling about 45 minutes into the podcast and have a good conversation about his job at Twitch. So hopefully you can make it 45 minutes.
Please make it 45 minutes. It'd be worth the wait.
Yeah, it was good.
But the first 45 minutes was good too if you like a good trolling conversation. It was a lot of fun. I squawked a few times. There's a very good Amazon review somewhere in the middle of that. And definitely stick around and listen for it. Listen through it. Get to it. It'll change your life. Life changing.
Yeah, that Amazon review about shitting your pants from Haribo, which I found out is German.
Yes.
Not Haribo.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, let's sit back, relax, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack that door with that voice, yeah. No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, so my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping in go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro. Brotherhood worth more than a huge blow.
Okay, yeah, we're in the same room together, and it's like we're in a fighter jet. Like I'm the navigator. Yeah, I'm like right behind.
Spotting.
Yeah.
My bald ass head apparently.
Yeah, spotting his bald ass head, and I'm back here with my pants down. He can't see. But you know,
I saw your guys' Twitter DMs. You didn't shower and Asin wasn't wearing underwear or pants or something. So I was half expecting him to show up at my front door half naked, just walk through the front door.
I mean,
it's going to be an inherently dirty podcast just based off of the cleanliness levels of the participants. So
yeah, what do you think? I wore sweatpants, dude. I just easily take them off. And
just slide them off, dude.
Yeah,
it's the weekend, boys. You know,
it's true.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
Not dressing up for this.
You're
not paying me enough. You're not paying me enough to put on my Sunday best. Let's just throw that out there right now.
Yeah, let's not talk about how much we're paying you because some people might get jealous. Right?
Yeah. It's a lot.
It is like
1 million times 0 is still 0.
Savage.
It's an insane amount. Like this is a high target that we've been trying to get for like months, and he's been coming back with us like, no, I really don't like you guys, and then we finally got him with enough money. So I'm glad we're glad to have you on. Yeah.
I just want to shout out my agent for securing this deal for me at the right price. Really appreciate it.
Who is the agent on this one? Was it Keontae?
Chaotic Ashley,
yes.
maybe. Keontae, yeah.
It's a mixture of both.
You have like 6 agents at school.
Yeah. People represent me for different things.
I feel you. That's good.
Ashley gets me the podcast appearances, and Keontae is my confidant. You know,
Right.
you make sure that my bravado is where it needs to be for all of these. He coached me before this.
I feel you. Yeah, it's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I mean, he does have an
His
acting.
golden short shorts.
Oh man. He also helps you get acting roles.
Yeah, I mean, most of them we can't talk about here for
Of course.
a variety of
Right.
reasons. mainly the rating.
NDAs out the wazzoos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pornhub.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm throwing it out there like that.
Insert baseline here.
Yeah, chatterbait.com/Stevie franchise.
I'm choking on my coffee.
Oh, don't do that. I hate to have to fly to New York to resuscitate.
I was just really. I can't believe he figured out my URL that quickly.
Yeah, I just took a wild guess, dude, and then I clicked on it.
Hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, and you know, you were Twitch streaming at the time, and you know, I went to your ChatterBait link, and you had another camera that was at your butt. So I was like, man.
Yeah. Well, this went lewd real fast. We're 3 minutes and 9 seconds in, and we're already talking about my butt cam.
your butt cam. Yep.
We call it BC for short. But
There's only like 1% of this whole 3 minutes that's like true. And the rest-
Wait, I have to know what the 1% is, though.
His name's
I'm
Stevie
thinking-
Franchise.
There's the intro, boys. Wrap it up. Hey, how's it going? Stevie Franchise here. We're gonna play a game on this podcast. What is true?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Spoiler, none of it.
probably not. Most of our episodes are 100% an hour long of just made up baloney. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of deli meats,
uh-oh.
Baloney.
what's your opinion on them? Look, I just took over the podcast.
You did.
Deli
just
meats.
Like, what's my favorite?
Yeah.
Oof. Dude, I don't know. I like a lot of them, you know? Like, I'm
Honey
a
chicken
big boy.
or
So.
honey turkey breast, dude.
Ooh. Like maple honey.
Yeah, you can't
Turkey
go wrong
breast.
with the honey. Like very thin slice, like paper thin, to where you have to like stack it up on the bread. Yeah.
Yeah, it also depends what it's coupled with. Like, you know, when you go to like Subway or some sandwich shop, you like put turkey with certain other things. You put ham with certain
Totally.
things.
Totally.
But if I were to choose for like a regular like white bread, just like
Why's it gotta be
American-
white bread, bro?
Yeah.
just you know the typical
What kind of
mayonnaise,
podcast am I on?
the typical like you know bread with the mayonnaise, cheese, and the deli meat.
Yeah.
I gotta go with bologna, dude.
What? Fried or not?
disgusting.
Fried. The fuck?
Oh my god! Please tell me you've had a fried bologna
No.
sandwich. Oh
I'm-
Jesus!
I
I've
actually
never
really
had a fried bologna sandwich. I haven't had bologna since I was like 8. That's a real juvenile sandwich, dude.
Yeah,
It is,
kinda
it is. like I know
super
it,
basic.
dude. I like all kinds of sandwiches, but like I don't know what it is. Like if I'm going cheap, bologna is the way to go.
You just said if you were going to
what kind of
Subway.
cheese?
No,
What kind of
if
cheese you putting on that?
I like provolone. I like
Mm.
I like pepper jack Swiss. Those are some good ones. Cheddar.
I like all cheese.
Yeah, cheese. I
All
mean, in
cheese
general.
is good.
Other
I
than
agree
like,
with the paper thin slicing.
It's very
The best deli sandwich is by far like paper thin turkey breast
yeah. Like
with
you,
some cheddar cheese,
you get
lettuce,
these
tomato.
you get these people that like do the ham, and the ham looks like thick ass chunks of ham that they
Yeah.
just carved off for Thanksgiving and put on a sandwich. Like, how are you gonna eat that?
Yeah, no one wants that.
Nobody wants that.
but if I'm looking for like a high tier, like it's gonna
Oh,
cost
now
a
we're
little more.
tiering. We're making a
Uh-oh.
tier
Yeah, yeah,
list. All right, here
tier
we go.
list, dude.
An S tier sandwich is
S
the
plus
following.
tier sandwich that's a little more expensive. It's not something you're gonna get for like $2. Is like a Reuben, dude. Oh,
Mm.
I love Reubens so much.
Reuben, is that the one you dip in the sauce?
No, it's like
It's a French dip.
Oh,
it's like pastrami with sauerkraut. So good.
Mm.
I don't
Oh,
mind
Pastrami is
sauerkraut.
fire.
Sauerkraut's so good on that sandwich, dude.
I could
Oh.
eat a bowl of sauerkraut. Like if you just put a bowl of sauerkraut in front of me, I will eat the whole thing.
Dude,
No problem.
I'm Bulgarian, so like that's one of our dishes is like sauerkraut with like chunks of meat in it. It's so good.
That's amazing.
Oh, what is that called?
It's called sauerkraut.
He just said it, dude.
No,
What the fuck? Dude?
there's a word for it. It's like summer sausage, like chopped up, like
Summer sausage.
Yeah,
Seasonal sausages.
What about winter sausage, dude?
it's summer sausage, all right, bro. I don't know why it's called that. It's just what it's called. It's made in the summer.
I guess. I mean,
I have to ask
wow,
Anna, but
summer sausage.
I don't know, some kind of Polish dish that her family makes. I don't know what it is.
pierogies, dude.
No,
Ooh,
it's not pierogies. Pierogies are good though.
It's like
I
the
love
best,
pierogies.
best Polish dish right there.
I'm getting
Pierogies.
hungry.
I live by a Czech beer garden.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they make some good pierogies and a lot of beer.
Damn.
And they do spatzel,
Spatzel.
which is like
Spatzel.
cheese curds.
Ooh, like deep fried.
They're not deep fried. They're like, it almost looks like
What?
Nathan's like,
You must-
I'm
you
from the
mu- you guys
south.
must be-
Everything's
you guys
deep
must
fried.
be in- Yeah. You at a state fair right now? Like
We live in
this coffee I'm
Oklahoma,
drinking
bro.
is actually deep fried, dude.
These mics we're talking about, they were deep fried, man.
Yeah. Wait, I heard. So one of the things I was going to tell you, well, that we discussed about talking about was beer and drinking. Because I do that quite a bit. I'm not an alcoholic, Mom. If you're listening, I just enjoy the taste.
Right?
So I heard that Oklahoma has the largest Oktoberfest outside of Germany.
I think that's
Is this
true.
true?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's in Oklahoma City. I know Tulsa has a pretty big Oktoberfest as well, but I think the one you're talking about is actually in Oklahoma City. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
though.
my dad was there this year.
Yeah?
He was in, I think he was in Tulsa for work or Oklahoma City. I don't remember. It's all the same down there, man. I don't know what you guys
we
are
live
doing,
in
but
teepees, bro. So
Yeah. You're literally the shape of a pot. That's the only thing I know about Oklahoma.
it's
And
desert.
I picture tumbleweed when I'm thinking
Yeah.
of you.
That's more of
like-
a Texas thing, tumbleweed. But
Well, guess what? Another thing about Oklahoma is you get generalized with Texas quite a bit.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I
Except
mean, you
like
just fit right in there with them. You know? You're like,
everyone
a
thinks
snug
it's like a bunch of people that talk like this down here, but it's
Down around here.
but it's a lot of I mean, it's Oklahoma. It means home of the red people. It's Native Americans everywhere.
I wouldn't say that anymore.
Dude, okay, no matter who you go up to, they can be any race, any color. They're gonna have some kind of percentage of like Cherokee or something. Except
here in
me because I'm
Oklahoma?
except me because
Yeah,
I'm
'cause you're
foreign.
foreign.
But
Yeah,
everyone,
that is true. Everybody has an Indian card down here. Like they have enough Indian in them that maybe their pinky nail on their left hand is all that's Indian, but they get a card and
I mean, what are
government
you, Creek, Cherokee?
Creek.
Yeah.
I don't have a card though, so I'm one of the upstanding people that. Well, if it was my choice, I'd probably have one, but my grandparents never filled out the paperwork, so.
Wow, how dare they?
I mean,
Today I learned.
yeah.
Today I learned. Yeah. Yep.
So
But no, that's I actually didn't know that we had the largest Oktoberfest.
have you
outside
never
of-
been out there?
I've never been to Oktoberfest. No.
No? It's pretty good.
It looked pretty nuts.
It's pretty
Huge
wild.
tents and
Yeah.
really large beers. Everything's bigger in Oklahoma, isn't that the saying?
No, it's Texas. Everything's bigger in
See, I did it again. Got him.
The thing about it, it seems like every time Oktoberfest comes, it's always raining. Like it's a slog fest. You're just walking through a marsh, and it's just a bunch of drunk people that are all muddy by the end of the day. So I don't know.
I mean,
Slog.
it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It can turn into a pretty, exciting evening, I think. But
Yeah. Everyone is just showing their tiddly bits.
and tiddly bits. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Oh yeah, where was I going with that? Nathan?
It doesn't matter. We have seen mud wrestling before, so that was pretty
Nice.
interesting. Yeah. But it was a man and a woman that were wrestling.
That's odd.
No, marital disputes, dude. It happens all the time here in.
Oh, it was a marital dispute
Yeah.
in mud wrestling. What?
Yeah.
Happened in an arena.
It wasn't sanctioned. It was just a couple
okay. Is
wrestling.
there a sanctioned mud wrestling league in Oklahoma? That
I don't
am
think
not
so.
aware of?
No.
That sounds like the most Oklahoma thing I've ever heard. It was a marital
Friday night
dispute.
blood fights.
Jesus.
I mean, Broken Arrow used to have a boxing ring on Main Street way back in the day. And like if you had a dispute with a local farmer or business owner or whatever, you guys would box it out in the boxing ring. And then when it was
My
over,
son will beat your son's ass, dude.
It's like the equivalent of challenging someone to a duel.
Yeah.
Nobody dies.
Yeah.
Well, somebody might die.
I mean, half the times in duels they missed anyway because their guns were pretty inaccurate that time.
Game of Thrones. It's like Game of Thrones. You choose your champion, and they go and fight for you.
Dude,
Man.
I don't know. If I ever had to choose a champion to duel for me, I'd choose you as them.
What?
Yeah, why not?
Well, it looks like you're gonna die because I suck at fighting. So I don't have any martial arts
I
training.
think it would just
anything.
be fun to watch you do it. Like,
Wow. What a douche.
hopefully it's not to the death.
So if he loses, what happens to you?
I don't know. At that point, I wouldn't care.
You're gonna get your head squished in like the mountain.
Just to
Well, the podcast's over because you're dead. So I guess whatever, man.
Once again, cold one with the boy next week.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Well, it wouldn't be anybody if we both got squished.
Yeah, well.
So you guys start the podcast by shotgunning a beer or something?
No,
Is that what just happened?
funny
Should I get a
story.
beer?
I mean,
drinking?
You can. I mean, you said you just woke up from being hungover. I don't know if you want to start drinking again.
It's called Hair of the Dog, man. Ever hear of it?
Yeah, but
Yeah. I was actually at a bar last night called Hair of the Dog. Well, it's associated with the bar called Hair of the Dog. Same owner. So essentially the same thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just recently gave up drinking beer. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast yet, have I?
Oh,
I don't think so.
You probably shouldn't tell this story because now no one's going to listen to it. Cold one with the boys. I guess you didn't specify what the cold one is, but to be fair.
It's an icicle, dude. Just,
Well,
it's an ice pop.
I ended up getting a kidney stone around about a month ago. And since then, I've sworn off anything carbonated, pop, beer, anything. I don't drink it anymore. It's either tea or water. And I recently became a wine connoisseur, so that's what I'm drinking these days. But I just had
What's your wine? What's your wine of choice?
Cabernet. It's about the only way for me to go. I don't know. Everything else is too sweet. I can't drink it.
Big, red, bold Cabernet.
Yeah.
A nice, juicy steak.
Mm.
Cabernet and red meat, dude. Can't go wrong.
It's so good.
Can't go wrong. So it sounds like I need to get a drink now. I feel like.
You can, yeah. I'm not drinking today. I feel like
Are there
crap.
commercial breaks in here?
Oh, dude, you can take commercial break anytime you'd like. We'll do a commercial.
Dude, we've never done a commercial. We'll do it live.
Oh, you should do a
commercial.
commercial.
What should we do?
I don't even want to take a break, but
no, get the fuck out of here. We're doing it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, for me, I had my time in college that I was.
Oh, excuse me. That was a sneeze, dude.
You scared the shit out of me.
There's the commercial break. Brought to you by
sponsored by Kleenex.
But no, I had my time in college of drinking and all that, but I don't do that as much anymore. And
he's a big old baby. He just doesn't drink anymore. I've been trying to get this guy to drink with me.
Yeah, I do every once in a while on an episode.
Don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Just not here since I moved.
Yeah, he doesn't drink.
I'm here for pure mediation. Yeah. You guys want to talk about this?
Yeah. But no, back to the name of the podcast, how I always defined the name of our podcast is that the actual conversation we're having, the actual episode, is the cold one that you're taking in as you're listening.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That's fucking perfect. All right, so you go fuck yourself.
How long have you been thinking about that,
dude?
You might want to give it another couple things. Couple things.
Yeah, probably will. Yeah, I'll start drinking next week.
I guarantee the idea will be much better.
Oh shit, that's funny.
But when I go out to a bar or something, of course I'm gonna have some. But I usually go.
Are you still a gin and tonic guy?
Yeah, I mean that's my
Yikes.
thing.
Yikes.
Gin and tonics or just whiskey.
Yeah.
with ice. So
He's a baby.
I like whiskey.
Yeah.
what kind of whiskey you like?
I like bourbon a lot. My like
Bourbon.
standard bourbon is Basil Hayden's.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never tried
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty good.
If you like
I
that,
to-
Buffalo Trace.
oh, yeah, I've had Buffalo
Yeah,
Trace before.
that's good.
I have some Knob Creek at home right now. I also have some Japanese whiskey.
That sounds terrible.
It's actually pretty good.
Is
It's
it?
it's like a campfirey marshmallow taste to it.
Is it
It's good.
clear? Like, is it like a lighter whiskey?
Yeah, it's definitely more yellowish in tone than brown.
Looks like pee.
I don't
It
know.
looks like
Like,
what it looks like coming out when you stop drinking water.
It's like hentai urine.
Wow. Yeah. Can't wait to have a glass after this. Wow. Y'all are sick.
Oh man.
It's gonna be blurred out on my bar. You know?
I get it.
is sake Japanese, right?
Yeah.
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 I've never had it to this day. I've never tasted it. I've heard it.
Interesting.
It's a rice liquor,
it's-
right?
Yeah,
made
it's like a
from
rice
rice?
wine.
Rice
Technically.
wine? I don't know.
Don't
that
quote
just
me on that
sounds
internet.
terrible.
I'm not entirely sure. It's served both hot and cold.
Oof.
Yeah, the only place I've really ever had it was like with sushi, but I don't really fucks with sushi. Can you curse on this?
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, I've said fuck like 16 times.
Yeah, you have. I just realized. You said hentai urine, so I can say
Yeah.
basically anything that I want. I think at this point.
Dude, you just made him
Excuse me.
squat. Good job.
Well, I don't know where you're hosting this podcast, but it's probably going to get like explicit labels all over it. It's going to get demonetized. You're basically
We're not on YouTube. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, but it doesn't matter.
Oh man,
You don't do
Yeah.
sushi anymore?
I don't like sushi. Like, so here's my thing with. I have a lot of strong opinions about foods.
Right.
Sushi is one of them in the sense that it's not that I hate sushi by any means.
Right.
I just never in my life have sat there and been like, you know what I can go for right now? A big old plate of sushi. Like, it's
Dude.
never happened to me. Like, ever.
That's-
I've never craved sushi.
Dude,
So
I could
It's
eat
not that I don't
sushi
like
for
it.
every meal for the
Yeah.
rest of my life.
there's a lot of people like you, man. And
They're all idiots
It's
too.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. bunch
Wow.
of dumbasses. But you know,
I
don't know.
couldn't eat it every day, every meal. Like eventually you're gonna get tired of eating raw fish, dude.
yeah.
I don't know. Like it's slimy. Like you have to I don't know, you have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, like
Slimy.
I'll do it. Like my fiance loves sushi, so I will appease her every once in a while because I drag her to plenty of places that she doesn't want to go to. That's for damn
Right.
sure.
That's how it is.
And then she
So I'll
takes you
go
to
sushi.
that. She takes you to that carrot restaurant around the corner. Right?
Yeah,
Ooh, I
Yeah.
heard about that. What is
Like-
it with you and carrots, dude? You don't
Oh,
like
man.
carrots?
carrots suck, dude. They are the only vegetable that is somehow worse raw versus cooked. Like every single vegetable is bad
Right.
raw, but when you cook it, it's a lot better.
You don't
not
like
carrots.
cooked carrots?
Cooked carrots are gross, dude.
What? Have you ever had crock pot carrots, bro?
I certainly have.
What? You don't like it?
Terrible.
What?
Dude, you're
Carrots
giving him a
are
heart attack.
Are awful, man.
Okay.
They're like you take a bite of a raw carrot and it's like literally your mouth is like filled of
Dirt.
sawdust. It's just like it doesn't do anything. You're just like sitting there like chewing. If you don't have a glass of water in sight when you're having a raw carrot, you might die. It's a choking hazard, dude. Not because it's a small piece, because it just basically sucks any moisture out of your mouth. You're going down, dude. I've seen 2 people die from carrots.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
You know, I mean, I'll never go to the store and be like, you know, I could go for some carrots right now and just buy some like raw carrots and just go home and eat it like Bugs Bunny or something.
Yeah.
But
My fiance does that too, man.
that's weird.
Opposites attract, I guess,
Yeah.
is what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So-
I definitely like some carrots and like some stews or some like
Mhm.
peas and carrots.
Yeah.
That stuff's good. And Nathan's wife makes like a bomb carrot cake. So
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get me started on carrot cake, dude.
Carrots have that
Vegetables
natural
belong
sweetness.
in the dinner phase, my man. Don't bring them into my dessert, okay? Leave them outside, all right? This is an exclusive course, and I don't want that penetration happening. Phrasing. Carrots.
Man, there was a movie. I can't think of the guy's name now. He's the guy I always get confused with, like Gerard Butler.
It probably doesn't look anything like Gerard
He
Butler.
probably doesn't, but it's like one of those weird, goofy.
James Earl Jones?
I don't know. I don't think so. I can't even.
James Earl Jones.
I don't even know who James Earl Jones is.
Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Are you kidding me?
Dude, okay.
It's Darth Vader,
Vader's
dog.
voice. He's also the old guy that in the
every
Sandlot.
other movie he's ever in.
All right, this is going to be a super unpouplar opinion right now because I've
Oh,
already
no.
been told bad things, but I don't give a shit about
we're
Star
getting
Wars.
demonetized. Uh-oh.
It's okay, man.
Is he
It's
like old?
Yes.
Okay, you've seen the Sandlot?
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is that guy that they hit the baseball into that backyard. It's that dude's backyard.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He
yeah.
has like a really deep
Also-
voice. He's Darth
Mhm.
Vader's voice. So,
And he's the voice of what's his face from The Lion King.
oh yeah,
Scar?
Mufasa.
Mufasa,
Oh.
the dad. Yeah.
Close enough.
And also in that one famous prison movie,
Oh yeah,
Green Mile, or
mm,
not Shawshank.
was it the
One
Green
of
Mile?
those. I think it might have been The Green Mile.
I
It's
haven't
been
seen
so
it. Yeah, I
long
haven't
since I've
seen
seen Green Mile.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it.
Do it.
Fact check myself.
Anyways, this video, it's like one of those goofy action movies that's super gory. And all I remember about the movie is this guy is using carrots and he's like stabbing them in people's like eye sockets and ears and stuff. And that's how
I
he
would
was
like to
killing
see
people. I figured you might enjoy that.
That sounds like Stevie's like weapon of choice if he's going into battle.
If I was in a Thunderdome, I would definitely use a carrot for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, dude.
Explain Thunderdome because that just went straight over my head.
Thunderdome, dude, cult classic movie. It's basically, you just need to Google it. It's like where
I'll have
people
to
fight
look
to
it
the
up.
death. It's like,
I lived
Yeah,
a very sheltered life.
it was part of the Mad Max classic.
Okay.
Like the when Mel Gibson was in it.
Man, Mel Gibson, he's an actor for you. One of
He's
my
an
best.
actor, dude. It's basically like Gladiator, like a Thunderdome is like a gladiator situation. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
two
yeah,
enter,
okay.
one leaves.
Okay, see like you say you'd take a carrot, but I mean in this video it clearly worked because it was a movie. I feel like if you tried to stab a mother effer with a carrot and he was holding a club, you're probably gonna lose, honestly. So I don't know.
What if it was like the Food Network Chopped, and I only had a basket of ingredients, and like carrot is probably a good one.
It's probably
like-
one gonna be one of the best. Yeah.
What other like ingredients could you possibly kill someone with? You know, maybe a
Eggplant, dude.
pineapple, an eggplant. God, get this emoji keyboard out of here.
Dude,
Pineapple might be
didn't-
deadly, dude.
you just get hit right in the head with it. That would suck.
Like a pineapple.
Bam.
Yeah.
Didn't you just say you started watching Chopped recently on the old Hulu?
I mean, I've watched it before, but yeah,
Oh,
recently I've been like binging it because I'm a loser. But
we know.
Dude,
Thanks.
Chopped's one of those, man, people who make TV are smart.
yeah,
They know how to hook you.
they do.
Chopped is a great example. You can't turn Chopped off
I
after you
hate
watch
it.
one course.
I
No way.
hate
I need
it.
to know what the fuck's going on, man.
I need to know
Who's
who
gonna win
wins.
that?
Yeah,
Who's winning that?
Dude,
And
my-
then they get you with like, here's my dish, and you see all three dishes, and then you don't know who wins after the commercial.
I
They
love
just-
I love how they pull up the pan and the pan is
Yeah.
empty. I'm like, bro, you guys got to learn how to like edit that out so like it cuts off before the pan shows that it's empty because it's
No,
really
it's the
killing.
logo every time, dude. Just in case you forgot where you're watching, it's Chopped.
even on Hulu, it's like they pull it up and it goes into quote unquote
Black screen.
black screen for a second where the commercial break would go, and I'm like, man, just reveal it.
What do you have? Hulu Unlimited or whatever?
Yeah, I have
Where
the one
there's-
with no ads.
Do you really?
Yeah,
You pay $49 a month?
40. What the hell?
No,
Dude,
it's $11 a month.
For no ads?
Yeah, it's like $3 more than the other one.
No.
Yeah. What have you guys been watching
do it
ads
too,
this
man.
whole time?
Yeah, we have
What
to
a
watch
nerd.
like 90 seconds worth of ads every 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Dude.
Anna told me that it was like $40 a month to go no ads.
Anna is a goddamn liar.
Yeah.
She sounds like a wonderful person, but she is a liar.
I about yelled right now. I about yelled at her to come in here. We're about to have a serious discussion.
The podcast can wait.
The podcast.
Why the hell are we watching commercials on Hulu, damn it?
Dude, I hate Hulu because of it. Like, I'm paying for commercials. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
why.
I mean, if you watch TV, you're paying for commercials there too, dude.
What? Not on Netflix. You're paying for the show. You
That's
don't
not
have.
TV, bro.
What? I don't watch TV. I guess.
You watch
You a
Chopped, you
cord
watch
cutter?
TV, dude.
A cord cutter? Funny story about cord cutting. So whenever I grew up,
Jesus.
my parents.
Your umbilical cord or something.
No. No. I was telling you.
Baby.
I was telling you, I kind of lived a sheltered life. During the summer when we were kids, my parents always tried to beat the whole, like, we want you to read and, you know, do this and this during the summer. Whenever they would go to work, if we got in trouble, they would lock up the TV. And this was before you could, like, set parental controls on these smart TVs that wouldn't allow them to turn on without a code, you know? So what my parents did was they pulled the plug on the TV out of the wall, and you have the two little prongs on the end, and the one prong had a hole in it, and they found a luggage lock that would slip through that hole on that plug on the TV, and they'd close it. So we got unplugged from the TV for most of my childhood. But that's a real random story. That's probably one of the reasons why I don't watch TV anymore, because I'm just so used to not watching it. But I watch Netflix. Well, my wife watches Netflix. That's like her.
They should
Her
make a
job.
movie called Carrie 2, and it's just called Nathan.
What? I don't get it. That just went
Have
straight
you
over my head.
You've never seen Carrie?
No.
It's like a girl that's sheltered and gets beat and shit and like all
Jesus.
that, and then she like has some special powers or something, and then like starts killing people
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't have any special powers, so that'd be a super boring movie.
That you know of.
that you know of.
That is
so.
true.
Have you tried to do something special recently?
Yeah. I tried to make $1 million come out of nowhere. That didn't work.
That's not really a special power, man.
Creating
Think
money?
bigger.
Bigger?
Think bigger.
Yeah, 10 million.
we got
$1 million.
on. We got on
Please.
some weird conversations
Oh,
last night when we were
no.
drinking about money and things that we would do for money. It got super weird,
boy.
super fast.
Yeah.
Comes
I
the
don't-
hentai year in again.
Oh no.
I don't think we should go into it, but it got to like losing limbs and what you would do for money.
I don't think we should go into it as you go into it.
Dude, I was just giving him a premise of the conversation.
Whatever, dude. It's cool.
I can't leave him cliffhanger, bro. I don't like cliffhangers.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You ever see
Uh,
that movie Cliffhanger?
No, I didn't. Is that the one with the
Yeah.
new one with no.
No,
They probably remade it. Let's be real.
he's
remake
thinking.
every movie.
I'm thinking of Skyscraper or whatever with
Oh
The
man,
Rock.
talk about a cinematic masterpiece, Skyscraper.
Was that any good? I didn't see it.
It's
Me
like
neither, but I can't imagine it being very good. Let's be real.
the whole trailer was like The Rock jumping
Yeah.
across that large gap towards
The
the
premise
skyscraper.
of the movie is that The Rock
It's invincible.
has one leg.
Right.
And he is the security guard of the building. And I'm pretty sure his wife is held hostage on like the top floor, but the building is like going to explode.
Uh-huh.
And again, don't quote me on this, but
Dude,
I
that's
might be confusing it with the other movie that's also ridiculous that came out, Hurricane Heist.
I
Where?
didn't even know that was a thing.
It was like a bank robbery going down during a Category 5 hurricane.
Wow.
They planned, and
No, that-
yeah, like someone was held hostage during a Cat 5.
I think everybody's being held hostage during a Cat
Yeah,
5 if they're
I
living
think
there,
you're right.
honestly.
that first movie was wrong. That's Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
2.
Too, yeah.
They made a second one. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I didn't see either one of them.
The Rock
Oh.
is really good at like still being really famous and looked positively at for making really shitty movies.
Well, he's a gorgeous man. Like
Well,
he's
Yeah,
You know,
he's very
he is
charismatic in all of the
Yeah.
crappy movies that he's in.
he is the highest paid actor in the world.
Yeah,
is he really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing. Like he still draws in the box office, so he'll never like. It doesn't matter what movie he does. Did you guys see Rampage?
Nope.
No.
We like video games here.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've played Rampage, but
Yeah.
I never.
He made a movie about it.
Yeah,
and
I saw
how do you
the
make a movie out of
trailer.
that game? It's just you're just destroying buildings. It's a side scroller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw special effects at it.
He like
That's what you do.
becomes friends with King Kong in the movie, and like I don't know, man.
He does some really weird roles, and for some reason, it's got to be just him. Like we were saying,
Yeah,
he
for
pulls
sure.
in
He's
the
a
money.
seller.
Like I love him. Every movie I've ever watched with him in it, I've thoroughly enjoyed. Like, what was the one with the Runaway? Was it Runaway?
The Rundown
The Rundown? Was that what it was?
with Sean William Scott.
Yeah. Like that movie was awful, stupid fucking movie, but had The Rock in it, so I enjoyed it. Like I just like his mannerisms, I guess.
That was like the movie with him and Johnny Knoxville, and he was like a war vet who comes home.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
And
they
the
had
guy.
he played
I
in Band of Brothers.
Mm,
Was the other actor? What was that? I don't remember what that one was called either. Walking Tall.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
yeah, Walking Tall. That's it.
Man, I'm good.
I
Look at me.
didn't. I didn't particularly enjoy Central Intelligence.
Nobody cares about you. So
Really,
go
I actually
ahead.
thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good movie,
so
dude.
unpopular opinion, Stevie franchise here. Not a big Kevin Hart fan.
Dude, me either. Thank you.
That's- I
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I don't like him either.
Like when it
He's
comes
got one
to
move, and it's just yelling.
yeah,
Being short and yelling is Kevin Hart.
when it
right?
comes to
Like,
comedy, it's like there's so many better people. I'm sorry, Kevin Hart. If you ever listen to this, which you won't.
Dude, somebody's gonna tag him in Twitter. They're gonna listen to this podcast, tag him on Twitter, and he's gonna call us and fucking shit on us.
if Kevin Hart lasts 34 minutes into this podcast, I would be really surprised, to be honest with you. I think there's
would be
a couple
too, dude.
drop-off points. You know which one I'm thinking of. It's the
Yeah.
carrot cake.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's the fried bologna sandwich.
Oh, dude, come on with the fried bologna, dude. If you've never, don't knock it till you try it. If you ever come down here to Oklahoma or
There's
Texas,
one thing that will say, I will try anything once
once.
in terms of food. Like, I'll give it a fair shake. I'm not going to come on here onto this public show and talk shit about carrots when I've never had one before.
Right, fair enough.
You know?
It's true.
'Cause
So
that's
you've never
just
had
wrong.
carrots before? How dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, he just said he
I
had
know.
pot roasted carrots. All right, bro.
Pot roast is gross in general.
Oh, here
You know
we
what
go.
it is? I think Mama Franchise, great cook.
Yeah.
Couldn't perfect the pot roast. It was never
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
So I think
Too dry.
that- yeah, it was really dry.
Mm.
Mm.
It's
It's like,
hard.
how is something so covered in juice so fucking dry? It's literally like almost a stew. How is it so dry? I don't understand.
Just take a bite.
How
and
does
it's
that
like,
go wrong? It's literally living in liquid for like most of the process of cooking it, and it comes out and it's like eating a piece of cardboard. Mine.
Ugh.
Everything else though, she nailed. So
What was your favorite dish you ever made?
so I'm Italian.
Oh, here we go.
She makes a mean baked ziti and
Oof.
eggplant parm.
Dude,
Ugh.
eggplant parmesan is the way to go. That's what
Yeah,
I had
dude,
last
it's
night.
He actually did have that last night at
Did.
all.
Wow.
Yeah,
Olive Garden.
Olive Gardens isn't bad. Their
You're in
crust.
Oklahoma, so you probably don't have.
It's not
the-
like super good eggplant parm, but it's not bad.
You
Like,
get as many breadsticks as you fucking want.
absolutely.
How many did you eat?
One.
Get the
That's
hell out of here,
bullshit.
Dude,
Unlimited
I
breadsticks,
had-
You had one.
I had one breadstick.
What? Like what
I'm
a
pretty
waste.
sure I had like 4.
I don't know.
That would've
I got
been-
to the
I would
restaurant.
have like thrown away my fork and knife and used them as
Ugh.
utensils and taken a bite out of it, like literally after every single one. Oh, I ate my fork again. I guess I need another one.
so
More
just
breadsticks, please.
full disclosure here. when I got to the restaurant, I had the Bee Gees, so I was a little, bubbly. Like I felt.
I didn't know the Bee Gees was a thing that everyone knew.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow. I thought that was like okay. Let's travel to Oklahoma. So.
Everybody, you probably know it as bubbly guts, right?
I do.
Yeah, I call it busted guts.
Talking about the 70s band.
I thought we were talking about.
That's definitely their best song for sure.
Yeah,
that's the Bee Gees. Staying Alive though, pretty good also.
That's true.
It's like
isn't that the same song?
Your busted guts are staying alive. Staying alive.
It's not the same song.
That was Ladies' Night, I think. No,
was it?
That was.
No, I think that was Staying Alive, the one you're singing.
Oh, guess what? Pulling it up.
We're about to look it up live right here.
I'll listen to it too.
But yeah, so like I wasn't too hungry when I got there. I was feeling a little bloated.
It's wow, this is loud in my ears. It's
the one where it's like, I'm a woman's man. That's Staying Alive.
It's Night Fever by the Saturday Night Fever intro. Maybe.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
No, dude, you're right. It is the same song.
Yeah. I know my Bee Gees a little bit. Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Your bubbly guts, dude.
Yeah. I call it busted guts, though. That's my interpretation of the Bee Gees.
You have creative license to call it whatever the heck you want, man.
Right.
Especially when you're experiencing it, you know?
Oh, it was awful. It was caused by... It's caused by way too many Sour Patch Kids. Earlier in the day, I had a few too many.
Well, did you know that, like, gummy bears do that to you?
Yeah.
I do now.
Have you heard the story about, like, Haribo gummy bears?
Uh-oh. No.
So they make, like, a sugar-free version, and they're basically, like, laxatives.
Oh.
It's like, oh, man, you have to... There's an Amazon review of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. You know what? I might find an extra.
Yeah, I should put a review up there.
Have you had issues with Haribo gummy bears?
I'm pretty sure you were there. Like, it was in like 9th grade, and I had like a bag of those Haribo. I think they were the sugar-free ones too.
Full circle.
And just for like a day, I was just shitting my brains out. It was disgusting.
Dude, I wonder if that's what caused the Mississippi mudslide today.
It's disgusting. Why would you call it that?
Do you mind if I read this excerpt quick from the
go ahead.
5-star review from Derek on Amazon for Haribo sugar-free gummy bears?
Go ahead.
It's titled "The Horror at 30,000 Feet." Man, it's pretty long, but I think it's worth it. So, I get on the plane and head down the aisle to find my window seat near the middle of the plane. I ask politely for the 2 adorable older ladies sitting in the middle and aisle seat if I could pass by to my seat. They obliged. The lady in the middle must have been around 80 years old, so it took her some time to get up and make sure she was holding onto something so she didn't fall as she stepped into the aisle. I thanked them as I sat down and settled into my seat. Fast forward 20 minutes as we reach our cruising altitude around 30,000 feet in the air. As I reach into my carry-on bag to grab my headphones, I see the gummy bears. Since I'm hungry and need something, I decided to open them up and just have a few to hold me over until we land. I wanted to save some for my son, so I maybe had 4 or 5. But I had 4 or 5 too many, because once the bears had a few minutes to adjust to their new home, they began to work. Started out with a little cramp, which is normal with gassing on a plane. Apparently, that's normal. I thought that was a me thing. You do not want to fart on a plane, so you hold it in. It's airplane etiquette, says Derek. It would come and go over a few minutes, so I thought nothing of it. Then it got worse. The cramps intensified, the sweating started, and I began to notice the older ladies looking over at me.
Oh, no.
About 30 minutes into eating these bears, my thinking went from, oh, these are just farts, I can hold them, to, oh dear God, not here. I have been a Christian my whole life, and this is the test. If there is a God, please help me leave this plane with my dignity intact. After waiting for the intense cramp wave to pass, I stood up and jumped over those 2 women. I could not wait for them to stand, so I stood up. my back facing them. I tried to shimmy past them. I think a toot came out because I heard one say, "Oh Lord, was that you?" After reaching the aisle, I waddled to the back of the plane where the least amount of risk would be. To my dismay, it was in use. I left one bathroom. That left one bathroom left in the front. I don't know what that means. That's poor writing, Derek, but well, I'm over it. I looked down the aisle and saw my Mount Everest. I had to somehow keep my wet cheeks tighter than Fort Knox while waddling forward while praying no one gets out of their seats. After 5 minutes of stop and go, I made it to the bathroom and was pulling my pants down as I entered the bathroom. The door was still unlocked as the sweet release was underway. I thought I died. I thought this was it. Even though I was on the throne confessing my sins, I thought my time was called. I lost count on how many knocks were on the door. I must have been in there for 45 minutes, but I made it. I washed my hands and threw water in my face to calm me down. Opening the door, I saw the faces looking back at me. Apparently, the seal to the bathroom was not airtight, letting just that slightest airflow from that bathroom to the main cabin possible. These were daughters, mothers, and children looking at me. I could feel their questions and comments. What have you done? We still have 2 hours left. Please divert this plane. As I began walking down, the man in the first row of first class grabbed my arm. He said, "Hey man, where's your seat?" Confused, I told him. He said, "Go get your stuff and come back and sit here. You need this more than me."
What a nice guy.
I was embarrassed and ashamed. I had a family at home waiting for me. I recommend these bears to anyone, but please eat them responsibly.
Jesus.
That's probably one of the best reviews I've ever heard in my entire life for anything.
We should do a podcast of just reading reviews on Amazon. I think we have something here, man.
I think we do, for sure.
There we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be the three hosts.
Googling because there's 255 reviews and 18 answered questions. If you have any questions,
dude, he's definitely a writer by trade. He has to be. Like, that was so well put together. Like, I literally thought you were reading me a book.
Yeah, it was good. It was punctuated quite well as well.
I'm gonna pitch that to like Warner Brothers. Get the next movie going.
I mean, they're making movies like Skyscraper. We can make a movie called 30,000 Feet in Hell.
Haribo shits.
Yeah. Let's call it Haribo. That sounds like a scary, German nightmare.
Haribo.
Haribo is a German company, by the way. Everyone thinks it's Asian.
Yeah, Sin just did the whole Japanese Asian voice.
Haribo.
It's pretty fucked up. They're German.
Dude, they were on the same side in World War II, all right?
Close enough, right? What the hell? Oh, man, that was good. We're going to have to, anytime we need voiceovers done, we're definitely going to call you. You have a very compelling voice. I like it. It just drew me in.
Yeah.
To be fair, I read that every night before bed, so I'm pretty ready for that. Yeah. This is my party trick. I'm like, have you guys seen the Haribo review, by the way? I have it laminated in my wallet. Let me pull it out quick.
Oh, shit.
When you have kids, that's going to be the bedtime story you tell them.
Yeah. Anytime my kids want candy, I'll be like, listen here. Here's a cautionary tale, children. Eat responsibly.
Yeah.
Just don't eat the sugar-free crap because it's chemicals.
These Sour Patch Kids were not sugar-free, that's for sure. But
it sounds like you just ate too much, man.
I just ate too many for sure. It's my wife. Not nothing. Nothing against her, but she bought the 2.5 pound bag, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Anna! Like, what the hell? We don't need a 2.5 pound bag of Sour Patch Kids. Anyways. So it's one of those things where you sit down, you're watching a movie, and it's like a bag of chips. Like, by the time you realize you've ate too many, like, the symptoms is BGs. Mm-hmm. Like, you've already done effed up. There's no going back. So you have a few more. Like, you're already at that point of no return. You might as well have a few more, seal up the bag and come back later. Word of caution, do not drink wine after eating too many Sour Patch Kids. It is not a recipe for greatness.
What did your poop look like, dude?
As I said earlier, it looked like a Mississippi mudslide. Like that was my experience this morning. Like it was terrible.
He explained it in detail to me.
It was black. Like I was like, dude, it was black. He's like, bro, that's not good. Like you're probably bleeding internally. I was like, okay, well, it wasn't black. It was just that super dark green to where it looked black.
We've taken the past hentai urine now.
This is real life shit.
This is real life, man.
Literally. What is
stuff.
the title of this podcast going to be?
I have no idea yet. It's going to be weird for sure.
It's got to be hentai urine, right?
I don't know if I want to stick that on his name, though.
No, we're not going to stick that on Stevie's name.
Well, I mean, we have 15.
Yeah, dude. Like, we look out for our guests, we don't want to.
Well, the good thing is we actually stated in the beginning of this that none of this will be true. So
yeah, only 1% of this whole podcast so
to
far.
me, this is it's like a it's a free.
It's a fictional story.
Yeah, I mean that story that he just did the review, that was something that Stevie wrote. Very good writer. Good job, Stevie.
Don't look it up because it's not there.
Yeah, it's been deleted.
No, that was actually the 1% that was true. Everything else is made.
Yeah, Stevie's actually not his real name either.
I'm Derek.
Derek, didn't we just talk about a Derek, or someone did? I don't know.
He's the guy that made the review on Amazon, dude.
Oh, there you go.
I'm trying to go full circle here, man.
Dude,
he's bringing it around.
Yeah, bringing it around town. I do love SpongeBob.
Oh,
dude, SpongeBob was probably one of the greatest cartoons when I was growing up.
How disappointed? Well, first of all, do you watch football?
Yes, I do.
How disappointed were you in halftime show?
You had to know that they were going to fuck it up. Like
they weren't going to do SpongeBob halftime show.
Okay,
what was that?
There was rumors. There was rumors that they were going to do the sweet victory, like little thing from SpongeBob in the halftime show.
Yeah.
And they did the first like 5 seconds of it, like the intro to that SpongeBob scene. And then it switched to fucking Travis Scott. And I was like, what?
Well, how do you do that? How do you go from SpongeBob to Travis Scott?
Dude, everyone was so disappointed.
It wasn't really a seamless transition by any means.
It wasn't.
Like, I mean, come on. You knew that they weren't going to do it. So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
I don't watch football anymore. I just got to the point where I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a Jets fan, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal.
Yep. They haven't been very good in like the last century.
They won Super Bowl III.
Yeah, Super Bowl III.
50 years ago. That was the last time.
Because my team won Super Bowl IV, and that's it. So
Chiefs?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got close this year,
I don't even think you were alive. I don't know how you can say that's your team that won the Super Bowl, but anyways.
I've liked the Chiefs.
I was alive 50 years ago. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same, dude.
I look good for my age.
Dude, you do. I mean, if you're 50, Yeah.
Well, it was 50 years ago, so I was 18 at the time, 68.
You're nearing retirement, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is Twitch the retirement plan, huh?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got about...
I pursued my original dream of Amazon reviews for a while, and then...
Dude, I'm literally going to take that into consideration. An Amazon review podcast. Just have you read reviews, dude.
We'll just make a segment, dude.
You should just have every guest on here have to come prepared with one review that they enjoy.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Show and tell.
Dude, half the people, they'd be like, what?
They'd
I have to do something?
I'm like, listen to this episode at this minute mark and you'll know what we're talking about.
Listen to Stevie's soothing voice.
Well, I mean, we have about 10 minutes left. We should probably cover something of what this man does for a living.
Have meaningful conversation.
Yeah, something other than talking about Mississippi mudslide and Naruto urine. Or what did you say?
Naruto urine? Oh my
hentai urine
God.
there.
That took it to a whole nother direction. But,
it's just what came into my brain, dude.
But yeah, here at the end of the podcast, Stevie, tell us a little bit about what you do. And
actually, I had to cut this short, guys. So, what do I do? Well, I work at a company called Twitch.
Really? I've never heard of it.
Never heard
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
a live streaming website.
Is it that garbage rat from League of Legends?
Damn, that's savage, bro.
It's also a character in Rainbow Six
Yeah,
Siege.
that's right. It is.
That's where we got the name from, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work at Twitch. I've been there for 4 years. Do all sorts of different things, but primarily have been focusing on helping partners get sponsored streams opportunities.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Do you ever get
go on.
affiliates that come up to you and they're like, "Oh my God, can you get me partner?"
Yes, my whispers are pretty interesting to look at. You know, we have the boilerplate answer of like, you got to keep grinding, fam. You know,
There you go.
Gotta keep grinding.
but that's what I say, you know, to everyone in official communication.
You gotta keep grinding, fam.
Yeah, you know, I think it's listen, I for one, my philosophy on streaming is you got to do it because you love it.
Right.
First and foremost, I think what we're seeing is we're in a really interesting time where a lot of people are making a lot of money streaming, right? So naturally you get a new influx of aspiring streamers who do it for different reasons, right? Like, you know, they're doing it because they see someone is making millions of dollars and they're like, I can do that too. And so personally, I think that kind of you're shooting yourself in the foot right out the gate, right? Your content isn't going to be what it needs to be because you're so fixated on your viewer count and how much money you're making and all these things. And yeah, you got to do it because you love it, you know. And there's a lot of luck involved. I think
that's a big thing with it too, that a lot of people don't realize. You have to be in the right place at the right time for it.
You know, it's not something like you can. There's so many streamers out there who are super talented. Everything they do is great, and they're just not noticed, and like that just happens, you know.
Or they don't get past a certain point, you know.
Right? Yeah, you could plateau easily. But yeah, you know, it's such an ever-changing environment, whether it be the new games coming out or just like overall societal trends and what have you. Like, there's so many different factors that go into it, and you know, it is it's tough. It's tough for people to swallow for when they're trying to become bigger. But it's also like, you know, I would love to give advice to everyone, but it's so situational, and I think every person is a little bit different. So my advice is always like, man, do what you love. And there's always that whole debate on, should I play this game or should I play the game that I love? And like, what, like, you know, I don't even get into that. This is like from such a macro level. Like, are you enjoying what you're doing? Like, I stream 3 times a week just for fun. Like, I'm not trying to make it my full-time job. Like, I'm blessed to have a full-time job that, you know, covers my bills, right? This is, but the reason why I stream is because I enjoy it so much. And it's like, I love interacting with people. I love entertaining. It's just something that, you know, when we did like career fairs as a kid, mine was sports commentator. I always wanted to just commentate on baseball.
That's a good sport. That's a good choice.
Yeah. And to me, like, that's kind of what Twitch is, right? I'm a sports commentator. So it's like, I'm like, I finally pursued my dream, you know? I occasionally play the Golf Tour 2019 on stream, and I just commentate myself.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what Twitch is. It's like a platform for people that want to be entertainers. While before there wasn't really a platform for it other than locally, maybe.
Totally. It's like, to me, Twitch is open mic night every night, virtually, whenever you want. And you don't have that embarrassment of doing it in front of people.
I like that. That's a good way to put that. Probably, you know, the best way I've heard it.
You can go up there and do whatever the heck you want. It could tank. It could be awesome. It could launch you into a career of millions of dollars in fame, or it could just make you like a local celebrity. and that's okay. All of those things are okay.
Right.
Like, you have bad streams, you have good streams, just like a live performance for a comedian or whatever, like.
Yeah. I mean, that's
okay.
how we look at the podcast too. Like,
yeah, like this one's probably gonna be shit, but that's
No.
okay.
The Amazon story is gonna take it to the top, bro.
If this is the one that breaks you guys through,
we'll re-sign our deal, okay?
Yeah, we'll re-sign our deal.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I just like, sometimes people take things too seriously. I, for one, don't take enough seriously, which is also a problem at times. Like, that's just kind of what my mental state is. I make a joke out of basically everything. But
I think that's a much better way to live than taking everything seriously, though. I'd much rather laugh in the face of adversity than cry or whine about it, I think.
Yeah.
I'll laugh in your face.
You'll notice that I rarely take a strong stand on social media about anything for a reason.
Right.
I think there's enough of that out there, and people don't like. Sometimes Twitter's depressing, man.
Yeah. Dude, it really is.
Twitter sometimes, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, we've been talking about like a few things we can do with the podcast as far as getting like a mental health professional, for example, on just to kind of talk with us about like what's going on in the Twitterverse. Like, there's a lot of depressing shit out there. There's a lot of depressed people, and maybe a lot of people that just aren't in the right state of mind. So it's like it's weird to see. It's from an outside perspective.
Well, it's also we're living in a time that's new, right? Like this,
right.
Social media is new. It's in its nascent stage. Like, it has opened us up into things that we didn't have, like, as kids growing up. Like, we didn't have Twitter,
right,
to talk shit on and whatever. Like, it's a powerful tool for both positive and negative things. Like, I've met a lot of great people on social media, and I love that. But also, like, man, sometimes you just gotta X out.
Yeah, I'll log out.
I've said it before. I think how much I love the internet and love all the stuff. Just shut it off. I think we'd be in a much better situation if we just turn the internet off.
Get out of here.
Honestly,
there has to be a balance of some sort.
Yeah,
there's gonna be. Oh my god! Just think of like these science and history books that are gonna come out in 50 years, looking at shit like Twitter and
Facebook and
beer pong. There's gonna be a history lesson on
beer
pong history.
All right, Stevie. Well, we're getting towards the end here, and we don't want to keep you too long, so we're gonna go into our random question of the day segment real quick here.
I like that. So these were planned questions before all this.
No, before all this, it was all.
This was a plan.
This is the only planned question right here. Is the random question, and
that's really paradoxical, dude.
Yeah.
Don't
Here's
use
the
that word.
Question of the day that is not planned. I meant is planned.
It's I don't even know. But we play Apex Legends. You've been playing a lot of Apex Legends. So the random question is, with Apex Legends being out for a few weeks now, how do you feel about it? Is it good, bad? What do they need to fix?
Totally. Man, talking about textbook things, this is going to be another one in the gaming textbook is Apex Legends, how they dropped this
out of
amazing. Freaking nowhere. Really great influencer marketing strategy. I'm a nerd because I do influencer marketing, which is such a crappy buzzword, but it's kind of what I do. But yeah, I mean, I hope that it has shown publishers that the early access beta scenario is not necessary nor effective. Because
agreed.
I think Apex is quite polished. There are definitely some things that need to be fixed for sure. Like, I want to know how many wins I have.
Yeah,
there's no way of telling that.
Yeah,
which is like, wow, okay, but it's in a state where it is can pass as a full game. Like, I would pay
Right.
$60 for this game and be okay with that,
Mm-hmm.
and use that, like patches are acceptable in games that come out, right? So
Right.
like I think it's in a great spot where it's polished enough where I can play this every day and not be upset at something. Like, there's no like catastrophic failure that I see in the game. Obviously, some weapon imbalances and some champions or legends are better than others. Like, sure, Wingman probably going to get nerfed. Let's be real.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's where it is now is better than where a lot of other games are that are in this weird early access limbo.
Yeah.
Like, don't sell me on early access. Basically, what I think Apex Legends is, it's a great early access killer.
Yeah, it's
And
like when it came out, I was talking to Nathan about this, and I just think the marketing was genius. They didn't say shit about it. They literally paid, the top 4 streamers to come into their studio, sign an NDA, tell them what's wrong with the game, and then they fix it up. Like Shroud still hyped it upcoming, like before it came out, he was still hyping it, but he couldn't name it or anything. You just said there's a new battle royale coming out, and man, it blew up like really big because it just came out of nowhere for everybody else.
It's exciting. Like, I think the gaming industry has lost a lot of that excitement. 15 years ago, a game would come out we didn't really know about, and bam, like it was a great game. Everybody loved it. Now they just drown it down with so much advertisement trying to get as many people to know about it. The hype builds up, and then it comes out, and you're like, this is shit.
Yeah.
well, it's funny that you say that, right? Because one of the biggest themes that I feel like we are seeing in gaming is we want transparency into the development of a game or whatever,
Why?
And now we're touting like the best thing that happened is literally being completely in the dark for the entire development of the game, which is
Yeah, I
funny.
think
But
it's crazy.
I agree. Like, I mean, shit, look at like E3.
Mm-hmm.
They're announcing games with no release date. And, you think back to stuff like, remember when Watch Dogs came out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the, gameplay trailer or demo looked incredible, and then the product that was released was not.
It wasn't that. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's the risk that you run doing these kinds of things, and I feel like, it kind of goes back to our conversation about Twitter and stuff. Like, man, there are some cynical people out there, and they will find you and rip you to shreds, and like can easily tarnish your game's image before it even comes out.
Yeah. It's true.
And I consider that like the vocal minority. Like, that's what we say. There's a lot of people that stir the pot, or a few people that stir the pot, but the general public doesn't feel the same way. Like, you see that all the time. Like, if you look at the best selling games of 2018, 5 of those games, people are like, this is a shitty game, but it's still like in the top 10 in terms of units sold. So like, the internet is not the.
Well, I mean,
doesn't speak for everyone, but I think, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, man, but this, I'm just saying things at this point.
Not to extend it on too much longer, but I think that's
I'm
the general consensus of the gaming industry from somebody who, me, just a regular Joe Schmo that plays video games, is I feel like that's all they care about now. All they're worried about is units sold, and I feel like that's becoming the main stage for everything. They don't care about what's inside the game. All they care about is making that sale and then moving on to the next game. So if they can build up the hype enough, make the game look good enough, they sell the game, I mean, they did their job, right? They don't care what's inside the game.
I would argue that capitalism has existed forever, and that is the bottom line for literally every game ever made.
Right.
I think certain studios have different levels of that, right? Like, the indie publishers or indie developers may not stress it so obviously, but like, man, you got to keep the lights on. So
right. Yeah, I feel you.
you could pour all of your heart and soul into a game, but if you only sell 3 copies, like, guess what? You're not making another game.
Right.
So it's a tricky balance, I think, and I get where you're coming from, and I understand that it's easy to feel that way, but I don't think it's like that much different than in 1996 when Super Mario 64 came out. Like, I think it's just we're in a more mature time for the gaming industry.
Yeah,
like
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the consumer market, I think, is getting smarter because these gaming companies that are hyping things up so much and not delivering, that's rubbing off to where, like, I used to be a person that, I'd see a game, it's all hyped up, and I'm like, dude, I'm pre-ordering it, I'm getting it on day one. But I've actually become one of those people now that I wait a few weeks after a game comes out, and then if it's good, then I pick it up.
Right. I think that Twitch is really good for that too. Like,
yeah.
Have you ever bought a game before watching someone play it on Twitch?
No, not in the last couple of years.
Twitch has become my review site. Like, I don't really look to the IGNs and GameSpots of the world as much as I look to like my favorite Twitch streamer to tell me what they feel like, because you'll get that brutally honest review from the broadcaster for sure. And I think I don't know. I think that's good. It's a good thing.
I do too. Yeah,
but
I think part of Apex Legends' success also was its marketing was brilliant, but it's because it was a free game that it was brilliant. I think if it was a $60 game that dropped out of nowhere, people would have been like, "What? What is this?"
Yeah,
and it wouldn't have been as successful.
For sure. Also, I think a really important thing about Apex is like, dude, if that was a turd of a game, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like, it's a good game.
Yeah.
You know, like, you could pull all these levers the right way. You could have genius marketing and drop a free-to-play game. But if the game sucks, we wouldn't be talking. It would be out 2 days later and nobody cares,
Yep.
So
like all those BRs that came out.
Yeah, this is a perfect storm, like they knocked it out of the park. They had all of their stars aligned. Which is impressive. It's not easy. And I almost guarantee, that's a safe way of saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I almost guarantee that other publishers will take this approach and crash and burn.
Yep.
For sure.
I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah.
It's a lot of things have to go right for something like this to happen.
Right.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, Stevie, I had a lot of fun. It started out really, it went from...
You get to learn about fried bologna, dude. Come on.
Yeah. I'm going to go get one of those.
This episode
throw it in the garbage because I don't want
it. Thrown in the garbage. And I promise, when we you're going to TwitchCon, right?
I should be there.
Yeah.
I'm getting married in September.
Oh,
the week
congratulations.
Before. So thank you. I don't know. I might be on my honeymoon.
Yeah, dude. Honeymoon over TwitchCon.
I don't think she wants to go to TwitchCon for the honeymoon. I mentioned it in passing. Give me a look. I will not repeat that look. Luckily, there's no webcam on my face right now. But you would imagine what it looks like.
Oh, yeah. I know the look.
Yeah.
Well, if you do show up, I will get you a carrot juice with vodka.
Hell yeah, dude.
Got some carrot cake to
wash
alongside that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Pull some like carrots out of my backpack. Here you go, dude.
I did once eat. I do Extra Life, the 24-hour charity stream every year.
Mm-hmm.
One of my incentives this year was every $50 donation, I would eat a baby carrot.
Oof.
It's brutal.
How many did you have to eat?
A lot.
A lot?
We've raised over $2,000. So
nice. That's awesome, dude.
It was, yeah. Speaking, I don't want to go back into bowel movements, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of carrots, man.
Orange.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, Stevie. Well, I had a good time, man. I hope you did as well. If people want to check you out, follow you on social media, what are some plugs they can reach out?
Yeah, for sure. So my Twitter filled with shit posting, as we mentioned before. It's at Stevie Franchise, but Twitter won't give me actual Stevie Franchise, so it's Stevie Franchise, FRANCH1ZE.
Oof.
I don't really know how to visualize that. This is an audio experience, but think about it. It's franchise with a Z and a 1.
We'll put it in there.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
All right, that'll be easier. Just look in the description. All right, I can't believe you're even listening at this point. I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's where I am on Twitter. On Twitch, it's Stevie_franchise with a Z. And I have an Instagram too. It's the same as my Twitter. A lot of shit posting there. I just post shit. I call my aesthetic Shitique. Shitty chic. Shitique. It's like a fancier version of shit.
Hell yeah.
Just a little bit though.
That sounds like something Keontae would say.
Bougie shit, dude.
Shitique.
That's why we're best friends.
Oh, all right. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to cold1podcast@gmail.com or leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gauge how we can make this podcast better for your enjoyment. If you would like to contact us, you can do that through our email or follow us on social media, which is at cold1podcast for Twitter and Facebook. We are now on Spotify as well as most podcast apps in existence, but if you prefer to listen to it online, head on over to our website, actionsperminute.net, for the latest episodes, a link to the APM Network Discord, or to check out any of our APM sponsored streamers. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends and spread the good word. Thank you again, and remember